Hey guys, we're going to wait for a few people to get into this live. Give me a second. Give me a second. We'll be live in a second. I forgot to set my settings, and we don't need trolls, so give me just a moment. You guys can hear me? Yes, I'm here. I'm getting my customization. No live chats, subscribers. 20 minutes. Minutes, load chat, save. Hold on, guys. If you guys can hear me, just sit tight. I forgot to set all the settings in here. Want to make sure the settings are being set. All right, guys, I'm back. Back. Hello. So we're actually at the apartments of Brian Koberger, and we know that the weapon has not been found. So we're on the hunt. And you guys are just going, let me see if it pops me this way. Hold on, let it switch. There we go. So we're going to go for a ride. So as you guys pull in, you guys are going to be going for a ride with us. Let me get my camera turned around so you guys can go for the ride. We identified a spot near and around here. Oh, let me get. Wow, that's like really loud, louder than it usually is. Sorry, guys. All right, there we go. There you go. So this is the community. That right over there is Brian's apartment. And this is the parking lot. And then you go this way, and there's like a field back here on the side that could potentially be something, you know, if you went over there. But there's a, you know, fence and stuff that you guys can't really see. Okay. Yeah, but you can see that there's like a field over here. Let me just get out here. Let's take them out. So, oops, yeah, I got my thing. So we've got, you know, Brian's apartments over there. You got this large parking lot here. You've got a dumpster over there, and you've got a few dumpsters over there, and a dumpster over there. So they got a lot of dumpsters in and around this apartment complex. Why is that important? Because we don't know where the weapon is. And you've got this whole, it looks like some place that they do gardening in. You know, this looks like a community garden. It's got shovels. Look at this. You know, they need to come out here with a metal detector, because look what's right here. There's this shovel, this garden, and his apartment complex literally right there. This would be a prime place that I would think somebody that's coming back in the middle of the night after committing a murder may want to consider hiding evidence. And lo and behold, there's a shovel right there in ground that's disturbed right here. A little concerning for me. But again, not sure if he just dropped the knife somewhere in here, or he actually tried to dispose of it. I'm unsure. And then there's the main road right there getting out. But again, here's one. We've also identified a body of water. And for those that are just tuning in, don't forget to hit the like. I don't expect it. We've been dropping so many videos. I don't think anybody's getting notifications for the rest of the day. So you guys would want to check back periodically if you're not already doing so, to see what Olivia and I are dropping. But again, here is a shovel, an area for gardening, great place to dispose of any evidence. And again, his apartment complex is right there. I mean, his actual building right there. It's like a garden and there's a shovel.
Oh, really?
A shovel.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Say hi.
How are you?
We got Olivia behind the wheel. Ah!
I think I'm a pretty good driver.
She's been a pretty good driver. She hasn't made my butt pucker yet.
Oh my god.
The day is still early.
Yeah.
It's only 10:30 here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to buckle in before you guys start getting your. There we go. So where are we going now?
Right now we're going to a pond that is literally a 2-minute drive away. It's not very far. And it was the closest body of water we could find to his apartment, from his apartment. We're gonna go check it out and just
see.
Because you have to think, put yourself in his shoes, put yourself in the shoes of a murderer who just did something heinous. They have a weapon with them. What are they going to do? I would assume that he planned, but if he didn't plan, what do you guys think? Where would be the first place you think to put something?
By the way, guys, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I keep forgetting it's January 1st.
I know, we've been working. Like everybody's, we went out, just to be honest with you, we did go out for a couple drinks last night in celebration of New Year's. It's just, we're so tired all the time. We didn't quite last. What time were we home? Like 8?
We went back at like 8 or 9.
Yeah, we were home early. Sorry if you guys are getting motion sickness. I'm trying to hold it still because I've got the camera going there. So you guys can get good quality of this when I get to a stopping point. We'll put this up. So here's the parking lot. That close. Look at that body of water. Look at the garbage dumpsters. And there's another dumpster right over there. Like this would be...
You can walk out there. I think there's a pathway.
Yeah. I guess just park anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is really close to his apartment. I think we estimated about within 2,000 feet. Yeah? Yeah, within 2,000 feet. You guys got to remember, Brian Laundrie was only 2,000 feet or, yeah.
He was 1,000 feet.
About 1,000. So, yards, yeah, okay. So he was 1,000 yards and he was about 3,000 feet. So this is about, yeah. But look at that. It looks like the trail's right there. There's a lot of places. Then this is already a dumping ground. Look at these tires. Somebody's already out there dumping tires in this area. You also have a hole right there. And like a cover thing. For those that are just joining and wondering what in the world you guys are looking at, one thing we know has not been yet found is the murder weapon. So we're just seeing if there's any possibility of this animal dropping this thing somewhere around his home, his apartment. And really close to his apartment, we've seen this body of water on the map. So we're just coming out here and you guys are just coming with us to kind of look at everything and see if there's a possibility of somebody coming out here and pitching some evidence. We always find people like bodies of water and things that make things disappear really quickly and make it hard to discover. Isn't this crazy? Look at this. It's just iced over. There's so much ice on here. Even if it is out there, it's going to be forever before they can find it. You need to look near power and electrical sources with water near it. Well, there is a field. I mean, I don't know if you can, and there's I don't know if there's any more electrical or power than being right next to a field. See? Are you searching for the weapon? Yeah, we just stopped and we were just looking around, We're just trying to see what in the world. The problem is with this guy is he really had no friends, Nobody, he didn't really hang out with anybody. He was a loner out here. Nobody knew him. We're coming to find out he's only been here 3 months or 4 months rather. He's only completed his first semester as a PhD student here at Wazoo. So he has no friends. We have no one to talk to about where he was, what he's doing, anything like that. Law enforcement is going to really have to look at his social media. Look at that. There's like a pumpkin or I guess it's a little buoy. Oh, I can't make this. I can't zoom in, but there's like that little dot right there is like a buoy. I agree. I thought he would keep it somewhere he could, what did you say? Somewhere he could go back to as a trophy. It's possible. This is like really close to, and there's a bench right there and a whole bunch of these weeds and, those little hot dog things. These are the things my parents, when I was out in Mayaca City, told me to go pick a switch. Remember those days, guys? Our youngins don't understand what a switch is. For all those youngins watching me, you want a thicker switch. When your parents go and tell you to pick a switch, you want the thick ones, okay? It's better on the bottom. So just don't say Bullhorn Betty didn't help you. I just helped you. Pick the thick switch. You'll be happy you did. I have plenty of experience. So, but there's all this stuff here. It could be hidden in here, It's possible. I don't know. But I have a thing, something to look at, It's just something to look at. And let me turn this camera around. Give me just a second so you guys can see me. All right, there I am. Hey guys, nice to see you. Don't forget to go out and like this segment. There's not a whole lot of people out here giving you a tour of Wazoo, giving you a full tour of Brian Kohlberger's apartment, looking for new stuff. Oh shoot, I just realized my camera on the other phone just still going in the car. Oops. I'll have some cutting to do on that video. But Ice Lake. Does the Ice Lake that's right around the corner from Brian's home, does this hold any keys? Does this hold any evidence? Is there any bags that are dropped under this ice, sunk to the bottom of this body of water? It's possible. It is possible. Again, the one thing law enforcement has to find is that murder weapon. That murder weapon is key. Law enforcement is still asking for people that know Brian. Come forward. Come forward. I just dropped the full interview of John Doe 1. I know Olivia had dropped it herself, but I put the full interview in. Is the car unlocked? Here. Oh, you're going back to the car now? Yeah. Okay. So the full interview you can catch on mine, but very interesting, very enlightening. 9-year relationship ended because of how verbally abusive Brian Kohlberger was. This guy described him as something wrong with him. He lacked knowledge of human emotion. Very curious as to why people felt the way they did. This is somebody that had some major serious problems that maybe his parents overlooked. or didn't want to acknowledge. We hear his parents are the nicest people in the world, and he's put his parents through pure hell throughout their life. And this is like the sprinkles on top, you know. He feels so bad for his parents. We've heard the sentiments of other childhood friends talking about how his parents were super, super sweet and nice, and they don't deserve this. And, you know, we don't know what happened or why his dad came here and got him and drove the car back. Did his parents know something? They're stating at this time they didn't know anything. I would like to believe them. He seemed like a very manipulative, cunning type of guy. Ooh.
A bit chilly.
Ooh. That is cold. So cold that ponds are frozen over. So if you guys, what's wrong with your hands, Olivia?
Oh, it might be a little cold. Oh man. I'm gonna put my mittens on.
Yeah, we've been putting our mittens up here in the dash so they can get nice and toasty before we put them on. So, all right, where to next? Okay, let me stop this one. Oops. Hold on, let me turn this around.
Well, we'll drive around. That's what we'll do. Hold on.
All right. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
There we go.
We're gonna drive around. I'm thinking whether or not I should go live. Maybe later. Maybe later. I was thinking of maybe going. I think we should make our way to King Road, and along the way, we see what possible areas he could have disposed of the weapon.
All right, hold on just a second. Let me get out of here. I gotta fix the seatbelt. If anybody knows, I do not like. I will if I have to, but not today, because we're in and out of this car so much today that it makes it too difficult to. There we go. All right, guys. All right. So you guys are going to go for the ride too. Start this camera. Oops. So this is basically from his community. We're about to take the trip from here over to King Road. So you guys can take the tour with us.
Put the address in.
But look at that. That's the ball field. See? That all is like the fields and stuff like that. So like literally right next to the water. And I can, everybody's talking about how athletic this guy is. So this being the closest area to his home, I would think he would frequent or exercise out here or do something.
Yeah.
So there's the ball field. Let me show this phone. Okay. What I'm gonna do is just.
Sorry, guys. I'm having a little technical difficulty here. The phone.
Might just have to put the phone back on it and press it.
Yeah. I don't want to rip off it.
Uh-oh, what was that?
I don't know what just fell, but
Uh-oh. I heard something go clink.
Did. Okay. So I guess there's that thing in the way. Oh well. I'll have to do.
Flip the phone around the other opposite way. No.
Yeah, like that.
Sorry, guys. Let me help Olivia.
There.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so now we are on our way to 1122 King Road from Wazoo. He thinks he's smarter than everyone. I think so too,
yes,
guys. I'm telling you, now that we know who this is and now that we're looking into him, guys, there is just a piece of me, and I'm going to just be honest with you. There's a piece of me that believes he came here because he's only been here 4 months. He just completed his first semester in his PhD graduate class. His first semester. Semesters last 4 months. So he's been here, or 3 months, 3 or 4 months, I'm not sure. So he's been here 90 to 120 days only. I'm curious to find out his specific amount of days he's been here. The crazy part about it is that, he did that poll over 200 days prior to ever coming to this college. So, I mean, not 200 days before ever coming to, 200 days ago, which means he did the poll long before he came to this college. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, did he come here to live out this twisted, effed up fantasy, or is there something more going on here? Did one of the girls make him feel insecure? We know he had a superiority complex, or at least that's what's described from a lot of the people that knew him, is that if he felt that you were superior to him, he would, talk down to you and make you feel less, emasculate you, I think is what John Doe 1 said.
Yeah, I agree too. And I'm curious to know the encounter, if there even was a meeting or a passing of Maddie, Kaylee, and Brian, or Ethan and Zaina. I'm curious to know, what if they met at a bar briefly, or there's so many things we don't know, but I just can't help but speculate. I just feel like for this to do what he did, I feel like he was angry, and there has to be a reason behind that, and I just feel like he met them physically. I don't know.
Yeah, it is possible.
It's possible.
It's possible that he met him because, I mean, these colleges are very close. Mm-hmm. Very close. I mean, we've been popping back between them this whole trip.
Yeah, just 10 minutes. Really not far.
It's not far. It's not hard either.
Yeah. I can't help but wonder if they all met. I'm sure they did.
Well, I have a funny feeling he came here. I don't know why, but I just have this gut feeling like he came here to search out targets.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know why. It's so far away from his home. He could have taken this program at a college or a university much closer to Pennsylvania. He just, something's not sitting right with me, and I could be totally, totally wrong. Totally my speculation, my theory. No basis with factuality whatsoever. I don't want anybody saying, "Oh, Lord, Betty said on her show," da da da. No, that's my theory. That's my thought process. As we're finding more information out about this guy. This guy's a true creep. I mean, just a creep to women, a creep to men. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't sound like he adjusted well with people at all. I just don't know. What does he get his money for? College, rent, food? Oh, they just like everybody else, with this whole initiative they put forward of no student left behind garbage, where every student can get student loans. Those student loans cover housing, they cover the rent, they cover food, they cover literally all your living expenses while you're attending the university. And that's really why your university costs go through the roof, because you're loaning for house payments, car payments, food payments, everything payments.
I forgot. As we're driving along, let's look for possible places. Is there I thought there was a river somewhere, but I guess
even just along these roads, they're so desolate. I mean, you could literally throw something, just driving by and just out the window.
And another thing that I was, when I was making a video at the pond, something that came to mind was, he trekked literally across the country with his father. His father flew out and they drove back to Pennsylvania together. All along that way, he could have just threw it out the window.
I think he would have disposed of it, because if I am his parents seem like loving parents. They probably in the back of their mind knew something was out of place, but couldn't put their fingers on it. but I guarantee he was very cunning, and I don't think he would have, but he could have been sneaky and had something in a backpack and went into use the restroom and dumped the weapon. But I don't know if somebody would be stupid enough to have the weapon on him that long, because he didn't go back home until December 17th, right? Almost a month later.
Yeah,
and it was eerie and creepy that when we were standing out in front of Wazoo while he was still attending the effing school, dude.
I will never forget when we were in front of the sign. I looked back at it and I had this feeling that just went over me, and I was like, he's here. Like, he's here. I don't know. It's so creepy, but I just had this feeling like, gosh, he's here. And he was. He was literally within a half a mile away from that spot where we were.
Nobody stopped at Wazoo prior to Bullhorn Betty and Chronicles of Olivia. I don't even know if anybody has stopped by Wazoo since, until they found out it was Brian. We got the first dibs on the possibility of the connection with Wazoo. And damn, that was pay dirt.
Yeah. The focus was on Sigma Chi, but still, it's not over yet.
Yeah.
Maybe at a party that happened there is where the victims, or one of the victims, met the suspect.
But we did try to tell everybody, lay off the kids, lay off the roommates, lay off Jack, lay off Jake, lay off Jack S. They weren't the people. We came out here, and as soon as we saw this property the first time, we knew it was something more sadistic than an entanglement or something. But I knew it was going to be petty. And we're going to find out that this was something petty. This guy had a fantasy. He either stopped these people, or there was an altercation that he felt he was inferior, and he needs to feel superior. Again, the power aspect of it, which we discussed our first trip here.
We're hearing that there's, and again, this is not confirmed, but apparently his phone was pinged, and that's why they said it's possible he stalked the girls for a few weeks, because his phone pinged very close to them for a long time. But this is just an article I read. At this point, who knows? But it's just like a rumor, maybe.
Yeah. Because it's hard, because we know that the official source of information is from the police department, but we are YouTubers and TikTokers, so we have to decipher things that aren't coming out from law enforcement, and we do bring those up as speculative in nature, because they didn't come from law enforcement and should not be taken as true, but because they're coming out, we do discuss them.
Yes. And in terms of the people like Jack S, Jack D, that were just picked apart, I feel bad for them now. And I saw a TikTok video of some people are saying it's Jack S's sister, but it could be a family member or a friend, I'm not sure. But she made a TikTok video just showing screenshots of really hateful things people were saying to her family about Jack S and awful things. And I'm sure he's hurting, of course, because if you just Google his name, there's thousands of articles tied to it. For the rest of his life, those articles will be behind his name.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't affect him getting a job.
Yeah, people guys do online. You guys watched me go through pure hell from people throwing everything under the sun that absolutely had nothing to do with anything. Shit that happened 10 and 20 years ago, as to why I can't be a YouTube content creator in true crime because of past discretions or something like that. And what social media has tried to do to my name is simply disgusting. And that's why I came out and fought for them. And it's crazy because YouTubers are not all the same. We've tried to take the high road, and we try to be factual, fact-based reporting on this case. We had a personal connection with this case, and then you have all these haters. And then Adam writes Chronicles of Olivia. What does he say to you? Now, mind you, Adam in the bar, we've had his back. We had his back up front. Chronicles of Olivia, as well as myself, we never, ever stated that he did anything. We were curious as to what the girls told him everything about, but we never thought of him as a suspect because we did not believe that they, that whole little clique was suspects because it was more heinous. There was more brutality than what would have came from some kind of disagreement like that. But what did he say?
I can't really remember exactly.
But it was pretty. It was basically saying all you YouTubers that
there's a post going around at the University of Idaho. It's like Barstool Sport Instagram page. They post like a meme, well, not meme, but like a screenshot, like a Twitter post that said like "F you, true crime people," whatever. And I mean, I understand where they're coming from, of course, but that was something that was sent to me. So,
and it's kind of crazy because we've actually been very good about making sure everybody knows, don't attack these people. Even Bethany and Dylan and all of them, we still very curious how they didn't hear a thing, but we also told everyone. You take it past the chat rooms and take it to them and take it to their front door. That's not fair. We didn't, and I told everybody up front, we did not have enough evidence to point a finger. It's not like this is Quentin Simon's case where we had so much overwhelming evidence that mom did it that you couldn't dispute it. It was just, it is what it is. This one, it was a classic whodunit. Just because you think it doesn't make it true. Even for me, I speculate too, but just because I think it does not make it true. And I'm always saying, I could be wrong about this. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm wrong about a few details, but for the most part, we're pretty spot on. We analyze these cases. We look at all aspects of them. We try to be fair. And depending on how the cases are proceeding, we decide what strategies to use when we come out. This one was just reporting, bringing awareness, and keeping attention on the case so we can get this resolved. That was what was needed in this case, and that's exactly what we chose to do. And Quentin Simon, we needed a little more pressure. Law enforcement was just not doing the job that they should have been doing, and they left a lot of people vulnerable and at risk in their community, and that I could not deal with.
That was a situation.
Yep. And that's why we rose up and allowed our voices to be heard. This is a much different situation. Different tools and strategies need to be used. And that's what people don't understand is that, we are a in sync group of people, and we do have strategies that we use. This is not like we just come out here willy-nilly and, hey, here we are, there's a lot of planning. I mean, how many hours did we plan? Hours. Like, this is not
a lot. Like the many days before, we had a whole itinerary out.
Worked with each other for hours on the phone.
Many hours.
Researched everybody. Researched the backgrounds. Wrote them all out. Made sure we had something to print. Made sure we had something to, check off.
Yes. So we're on Greek Row now. We're passing the botanical garden, which is one of the spots that had interest.
Yeah, we're about to come up. This is the golf course right here. There's the golf course, and then right over here is the botanical gardens. This was one of the spots that they were interested in finding out information. There is a lake down there. I'll be showing you guys that lake later. We did go search that lake as well for a weapon. And as we're coming around this corner from that specific area, look where we're at. And here's another dumpster. And there you go. Sigma Chi fraternity is right there. There it is. Sigma Chi. There is the girl's house.
And that's another thing. Let me just pause here for a second. See, the house is in full view. I mean, it's
well, you can't see it right now.
But if it's we've heard and the body cam footage, there were parties there.
Yeah.
So
lots of dumpsters along the way too, as we're seeing. You guys, we just passed like 4 dumpsters leaving this community. They didn't find the murder weapon, so I don't think it's in dumpsters around here.
Let me show you guys a creek. Should we go to the creek nearby or go straight to the house?
We can go to the creek.
Yeah, let me show you guys the creek that's right over here. It's like a small river. Another possible area that something could have been disposed.
Further away from the house, here to
Where Hudson Lindo was
oh,
found.
yeah. Back to Hudson. We don't know what happened. I can tell you that from seeing this stuff, it didn't make sense. I can tell you that it does not make sense, no matter how you look at it. Him crossing that creek, you know, the reports that we heard, him slipping and falling and hitting his head on a rock. It's just a little odd for us because we couldn't visibly see any rocks that were big enough that he could hurt himself on. And not only that, there was bridges to get him across the creek. So why would he be crossing the actual water?
Yeah, the creek is right here, guys. It's just kind of hard to see. But I couldn't find a place to go off. But we'll just go to 1122 Road. But that is where.
And there's a bridge right there. You guys can see a bridge right there. You know,
yes.
University of Idaho. We're about to go the back way, which is right there at the 76.
So here's a gas station.
This is Taylor Avenue. By the way, this is the cheapest gas station in this community. It's right outside the off-campus housing road. So this is Taylor Avenue, which wraps right around.
So eerie with the fog and everything. To think that he was driving here. This is the path he took that night. There's other ways to get to Taylor Road. There's like another.
There's about 2 other ways.
Yeah, 2 other ways.
But I can guarantee with all of our videos, we've covered just about all 3 of the entrances in and exits out of this community.
But we do know that he either exited or entered from this road.
So here is where we normally enter from, right here. And then we just came all the way. So that's one way. And then the way we're coming here is another way. So there's 2 ways so far. This is the area that
where the surveillance was taken.
Where the surveillance was taken, and the white Hyundai was at.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was going in that direction or that direction, but it passed here. It captured it there.
Banfield, where the altercation happened. And just to let you guys know, when the light went out in the home, that light we saw in the body cam footage that went out, that was Ethan and Xana going to bed and turning off their light. And then this right here, right between these areas, right there where the white car is, that is the steps that go directly to their houses, right between those 2 places right there. There is the back side of Sigma Chi. We are now turning on King Road from Taylor Avenue. And here is Queen Road, even though their house is 1122 King Road. And we already have media outside of the home. And you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to turn back around.
So let's go and walk up there and find out what is going on.
Our favorite news reporter.
Yeah. And the guy in the orange puffy jacket is a complete utter asshole that thought he was going to intimidate or browbeat Bullhorn Betty. I started laughing. Seriously? You I am so sick of these people. But you know, at the end of the day, we take views from them. You know, we got to remember that. You got to remember these people have feelings and shit. They don't like some young YouTubers being more famous than their photos, but it is what it is. Our haters can't even deny it. That's why they hate so much. Woo, Bullhorn Betty is in Mascow, Idaho.
All right, guys. So we arrived home.
So let's go get set up. You want to turn the? Let's go get set up. See what's going on. We got a lot of media out here. I don't know why. Might as well go find out. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ooh, I'm down to 40%, but we'll get you hooked up before we drop off with battery. Okay, guys, let me get you. Let me get you guys hooked up. Yeah. There we go. Guys, we're almost there. Almost there. Put this one. The question is, which way do I want this to be? I think I want it this way. Sorry, guys. You're going to see me. All right, let's see if we can get you in here. Slide on in. Now, why are you guys so like this thing? There we go. All right. And let me go get my battery pack, my red cord, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Rock and roll. Almost ready, guys. Almost ready. All right. We're going out. See Olivia. Say hi, Olivia. So these are, if you guys were wanting to know where 1104, 1108, 1110 are, there you go. Here's kind of the landscape over here. 1105. I don't know if any of these addresses were ever brought up or not. There you go. And don't forget, guy in orange jacket, asshole. Don't know what's going on here. We'll find out when we get set up. Mascow Police Department is here on the house. Oh, somebody cleaned off the memorial. Yeah. Oh, turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah, we're not. I'm gonna take you guys for a cross around the memorial.
I don't know if it was smart enough to proof it IP address, but they may have spoofed the IP address.
Still an active crime scene. We have Mascow Police Department as opposed to private security sitting on the house at the moment. I don't know if that has anything to do with the order of the court or why they stopped the cleaning. Give me just a second so I can adjust these legs. There we go. Kind of sits at an angle, kind of sort of. Let's see, adjust this just a little bit. There you guys go. The idea that he planned this out instead of it being a crime of passion is so hard to fathom. Well, we don't know what the reason is right now. We don't really have we don't have enough information to determine whether that is the case or not. But what I can tell you, I hope law enforcement starts, you know, cracking down on these people driving like a bat out of hell out here. There's people standing out here. So that would be my hope. Why anybody would be an idiot like that and drive in front of officers. But hey, we are dealing with college age kids, right? What's the connection? Guys, there's no information out. You know, the only thing that people can do at this point is speculate as to what the connection may be in this case. It's just pure speculation. Anybody out there right now, because they've got this person in custody, they're not going to be sharing with us anything on the probable cause affidavit until he's back in Idaho. We're learning that he, through news organizations, that he is waiving extradition. He's not going to fight it. He's going to voluntarily come back to Idaho to face. What is going on here? Hold on, guys. Make sure I'm charged. It's not allowing me to charge, guys. I don't know why. Hold on. Sorry, you guys are going to hear me blow. Let me turn the microphone off real quick. We might have some problems here. I may have to change out the charger cord. It's saying it's wet, so I've got 36%. So if we die on this phone, I'll figure it out and change out. We got the second phone here, which I need to get charging. But again, this is still an active crime scene. We heard that they were going to be clearing this and cleaning it, and then we found out they stopped it because the courts asked them to. We don't know, again, if that has to do with the defense or the grand jury. I'm sure that information will come out in the near future. So just sit tight, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go and grab a couple things from the car, and I'll be back.
Nothing like that.
So this is what we'll just move over, and then we'll move him, and then we'll move that. You have Okay, so this one. So then we'll have 3, we'll have 4, we'll have 5.
I just realized I walked away and took the hotspot with me. So thank you guys for staying. I had to go get bundled up. The cold is causing the charging issue because it's leaving a film on my and it's dinging at me because it won't charge my phone, of course. Irritating. So, but anyways, I forgot my gnome hat, so I got my scarf. But it's a little chilly out here. Is ZZT in the house? Nice to see you, ZZT. I really hope Sigma Chi and others get sincere apologies for all those who have heavily speculated that they could be a killer. Exactly. And you know what? Even for us, we stated that we didn't, that there was speculation coming in that they were, that people were saying that the fraternity, and you know what? In the grand scheme of things, you have to look at all avenues of this. But coming out and saying with specificity and that they are involved, that was a little, in my opinion, just a little too much. There was just not enough information. There still wasn't. I mean, even I told you guys, whenever the person was captured, I guarantee that we're going to find out it's somebody nobody was looking at, right? Who was looking at Brian Koberger? Nobody, because there's seemingly no connection to the girls and him. I mean, not an obvious one. And that's what I was anticipating, because I just didn't believe that the kids that hung around would do that. I mean, I'm sorry. I call me stupid, but it's hard for me to believe. Oh, thank you for all the attention you brought to this case. You are the James Brown of true crime. Aw. Hardest working woman, true. Thank you. You know what? I'm right here with another hardest working lady in true crime, Chronicles of Olivia, working super hard, capturing all those perfect shots that she does when she puts together her documentaries on these cases. If you guys haven't seen, we've been dropping a lot of videos today. We need your help, viewership, and stuff like that. This is a lot of the stuff that's behind the scenes when we're not live. I haven't been live a whole lot on this trip for safety reasons, and also for, just because we had a lot of stuff we were trying to get done in such a short amount of time. And then we get into town, we're doing our work, and then boom, we have a suspect in custody in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Brian Koberger, the first time we started hearing the name, the first time we started seeing his face, just trying to figure out what connection that they may have with the victims. And there really seemingly isn't any connection with the students that we can see. We can't even take that whole Instagram page and the fact that the Instagram page was following Kaylee and Maddie, because there's a lot of troll accounts out there. There's a lot of people that like throwing. Why? I don't understand. I don't see how people, feel good about muddying up a case. Whoever's doing that, they're the ones muddying up the case, nobody else. And I wish that would be stopped, or I wish it would be a crime to do that. I think it's inappropriate. These are families that are in crisis. These are families that have lost everything and loved ones. And then you got, people online fabricating documents, fabricating information for their 15 minutes of fame and a twisted, sick mental, whatever. It's just, it's unnecessary. And I hope it does. I hope when people do stuff like that, eventually when this starts getting so much, believe me, law enforcement, they will take this to Congress, and they will have laws passed, and people will start being held accountable. When this starts getting to the point where you're screwing with cases by interjecting, basically tampering with evidence, manufacturing evidence, that should, to me, is a crime of after the fact, accessory after the fact, obstruction of justice. And I really do hope that law enforcement starts, coming down on it, or at least starting to make laws so they can have a enforcement aspect of this, because this is getting too much and it's happening more and more in these cases. And I think it's disgusting, and I think we can all agree to that. The girl had that guy in their friends list. The girl had that guy. And which Ray Lopez, what girl had that guy? I'm assuming you mean Brian Koberger in her friends list. Which girl? Kaylee's dad mentioned in a past interview they were looking into postal mail, wondering what that came from. It may have just been, just another avenue. Just because we say we're looking here and we look in there, it doesn't necessarily mean it derives anything or any information related to that. So, it's one of those things. His crime, classmates did not suspect him either. Yeah. And not only that, but guys, think about it. He went back to class and, and they, from what we're hearing, actually discussed this very case. And they said he never really commented on it, but they noticed that he had like a pep in his step when he came back from committing the most heinous act in Mascow, Idaho history, So it makes you wonder, what was the real reason behind it. I truly don't know, but I think this was not from them having a disagreement. I don't think this was an entanglement. Again, I think this was more nefarious. I think this was more brutal. We discussed it when I first came out here, and we're going to have to go back to some of those videos to discuss it, because I told you guys early on, the very first trip here, lay off the boyfriends. It ain't got shit to do with the boyfriends. It ain't got shit to do with Adam. It ain't got shit to do, there was something else. And I even said something in the peripheral. This is not something in the inner circle. It is something in the peripheral. And this was more when I came here and I looked at the scene and I looked at every aspect the first time. Some things started becoming revelations. And again, I just thought, where's Olivia? I don't know where she is. And I just thought that this was somebody. This was, we knew there was no sexual motivation in this crime. So what other reason for it? Power. And that's what I said. I felt that this person had this power, this need for power, superiority. I never used superiority, but now that we're hearing classmates and people that have been in and around Brian Koberger describing his odd behaviors, his emotional and odd personality behaviors and traits, they are, causing us questions like, how did nobody know that this gentleman was at Wazoo? How did, we're hearing that he was a troubled child. We're hearing he was on drugs. He had a drug problem. He had a volatile temper. How did nobody think of him or his name? So again, we're out here. I'm just going to sit you guys for a little bit. I'm going to go find Olivia, and I'll be back with you guys. So just sit and watch. There's a few news organizations out here. We don't know, what's going to be going on today. We don't know if they're going to start the cleaning crew. How long is that halted for? We don't know. They're not really saying anything. And let me just check my phone while I'm here and see if there's any updates that you guys need to have. Haven't even really had an opportunity. Oh, Julie, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I just got a notification. Thank you, love bug. Let's just see what we got going on. So the last update that we got was on that's on their Facebook page. Appears to be the arrest made in the investigation where they identified the gentleman. Let's see if there's any additional information that we can garner from that. I'll just read the entire statement for you guys, for those that didn't have an opportunity to hear it. So, arrest made in Mascow homicide investigation on December 30th, 2022. Mascow, Idaho. Investigators make an arrest in the November 13 quadruple murder in Mascow, Idaho. On November 13th, 2022, at 11:58 hours, Mascow Police Department officers responded to a call on 1122 King Road. Oh, thank you, Bren. Appreciate it. God bless you. 1122 King Road for the report of an unconscious individual. Again, I still want clarification on that unconscious individual. That has drove me nuts since the beginning of this case. That has never been fully explained or resolved, in my opinion. Upon arrival, officers discovered 4 deceased individuals, which were later ruled to be homicide, and the manner was homicide by stabbing. Last night, in conjunction with Pennsylvania State Police and the FBI, 28-year-old Brian, with a Y, Christopher Koberger, was arrested in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a fugitive from justice arrest warrant. He was wanted on 4 counts of first-degree murder, Idaho Code 194003, and 1 count of felony burglary, Code 18-1401, for entering the residence with the intent to commit murder. Koberger resides in Pullman, Washington, and is a graduate student at Washington State University. These murders have shaken our community, and I know that no arrest will restore the families or bring those young students back. However, we believe in the criminal process and continue to extend our most sincere condolences to the families, said Police Chief James Fry. Since November, investigators have been laser focused on pursuing every lead in our pursuit of justice. This complex case took extensive work to develop a clear picture of what occurred, and I'm thankful to the dedication sworn by members of the Mascow Police Department. There we go. This thing is going to drive me nuts. Sorry, guys. My computer, this whole charging cord is just, it's not allowing me to charge. So give me just a second. Let me put this up here because I can't have it falling all the time onto the ground. So we'll have to change phones out here shortly. They stayed laser focused on pursuing every lead in our pursuit of justice. This complex case took extensive work to develop a clear picture of what occurred, and I'm thankful to the dedication shown by members of Mascow Police Department, the Idaho State Police detectives and crime lab technicians and scientists, and the FBI for the resources and personnel to conduct this massive investigation. It was the persistence, determination, and extensive hours spent unraveling this case that led to an arrest. One thing that I noticed here is one thing that they said, it was entering the residence when they were talking about the felony count of burglary, and that was for entering the residence with the intent to commit this murder. So again, that's the reason why they have the first degree murder counts, is because this was planned. He did come here in anticipation of causing great bodily harm to one or multiple people in this residence, and by the time he left, 4 lost their lives. What's creeping me out the most before I go on with this statement is the fact that, we've heard that he was in some chat rooms. We heard that he was on YouTube. We heard he was talking about this case. And it gave us this eerie feeling of this man. We knew whoever committed this was watching this case unfold. We knew he was watching us. He knew he was watching social media and the news. And we are finding out that that is, in fact, true. So it makes me wonder, how many times did he come over here to commit this crime before he actually did it? And I've said that several times. I'm curious about that. I believe it's been multiple times. I don't think he just showed up here early morning hours of the 13th and committed this brutal attack. I think he was out here in the back watching this house a couple of times. I think he came over here to do this, more than one time. That is just my personal opinion, but it's based upon the psychology of somebody like this. So we'll find that out. I'm curious to find out if my theory is accurate. These tragic murders took 4 young, vibrant members from our community. This has been a difficult time for the families the university and the Mascow community and the people of Idaho. However, it has also proven that the community comes together in tough times. And I have to tell you, social media did not make this easy on some of the people. And I kept begging you, not the people here. The people here are good people that watch me often, but I was begging the social media community at large, to back off these children, back off. There was not enough evidence to point the finger at anyone, let alone call somebody a murderer. And some of these people, lost their friends in a brutal way and then had to deal with people calling them murderers. I can't, I'm surprised we don't have some people, that just had enough and went, and that's the power of YouTube too, people. That's the power of social media too. You guys can do that. You can affect somebody so much so that they choose to end whatever they have left. And that's not right nor fair. And I hope that people on here are a little more responsible than this. We tried to come out. People wanted to brutalize us, saying we got it wrong. No, we didn't. Leave these damn kids alone. We tried. We begged. And nobody would listen. On our channel, we were responsible, while other channels were not. And it is a shame. And now we find out that yet again, it was what I said. It's going to be most likely a person we're not even looking at that did this crime. And it was most likely going to be something we weren't even looking at as the reason for this crime. And lo and behold, here we are. So guys, you guys have to be, walk on eggshells, especially when it comes to these young kids. I mean, to think that, you got to understand, we don't know these people. We don't know their personality. It's easy for us to say, they could have done this and they could have done that. But if we knew them, we probably would have said there's no way. But because we are at a disadvantage, just like your child, if somebody came up to you right now and told you your child committed a quadruple homicide, would you believe it? Absolutely not. So we have to take that into consideration, because you know your child better than anybody else. You know what your child is capable of and what they're not capable of. And so we have to apply that same thing to these children when we have a case like this again. We need to make sure that we are accurate before we point fingers and go at and attack somebody that just lost best friend. Think about Jack and Jake that went under heavy scrutiny. They just lost the love of their life, their best friend, and being called a murderer when they were most likely sleeping, probably kicking themselves in the ass, wishing that they were here to protect their loved ones, knowing that they could have probably been brutalized and killed as well. But nobody gave a damn about their feelings. And I hope whoever came out and attacked them apologized to them, apologized to all of them. Because again, if you would have just opened your ears and listened and quit thinking that law enforcement is lying every step of the way, you might have the reality check of, hey, they came out and cleared multiple people up front. So why are we still focusing on these people that they just cleared? And I kept asking that. And nobody could give me an answer. Well, we know it's Jackass. It has to be Jackass. No, it doesn't. Jack D. It has to be Jack D. Then we find out he's at the bar. Oh my God, it must be Jack D. No, it's not. Get off Jack D. How many times have we come out here and told you to leave that boy alone? How many times? Bullhorn Betty's lying, right? Don't know what the hell I'm doing. Don't know what I'm talking about. You guys have destroyed these people's lives for what? Now we find out it's this monster that's been just a horrible human being since the day he was born, has had emotional issues. And it's so sad because every single one of his friends that have been to his house and met his family say the exact same thing. His mom and dad are the nicest people ever. They're the sweetest people ever. They don't deserve this. Everything that he's put them through their entire life, this is the sprinkles on the cake. This is it. And it's sad because, a lot of parents that are struggling with children doing things like this, we have to realize that, they're victims too. Why was dad here? And Olivia and I were talking about it, how sus that was that dad came down here. But, when we start looking at it, if he's this weird way toward everybody else, I can imagine him being this weird way toward his parents. People are talking about him being aggressive and things of that nature. And I can kind of see maybe he's a little rough around the edges with the people that are closest to him, like his mom and dad. And his mom and dad may have been like, well, it's just easier to go get him than argue with him. We don't know. That's speculative in nature. Let me find out where Olivia is. Okay, she's still filming, so we're doing good. I mean, again, we're at 27 or 28% on this phone. It's not charging well. So we'll figure it out, and I may have to switch out the phones, but I'll figure it out. We got enough stuff to keep going live with. So, well, what does it say? Hot pink jalapeno. Well, as my kid and I call them, my haunted Scrabble letters. On day one, I threw out a handful, and it had King, Queen, Xana, Brian. I don't know who Brian was. My haunted Scrabble letters. Wow. By the way, all the people that are coming into the chat, God bless you. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. As you can see, we're working this new year. I anticipate 2023 being amazing for the Bullhorn Betty channel, and lots of changes, lots of new stuff. New people will be collaborating with this year on cases and things of that nature. And just moving forward in 2023, we've got a lot of stuff that, for me, goals to be done for our channel. And hope you guys are along and you like them, and we'll be working on it every step of the way together. So anyways, guys, sit tight. We're at 22%. Let me go talk to Olivia, figure out what we're going to do, and we'll get on the road. You guys are coming for the tour today. Sorry, I keep forgetting every time I walk away with this thing. Are we leaving now or are you coming back?
I'm coming back. I have to go back.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay, so Olivia's going to be filming the back of the house. I'm going to have to take you guys with me or leave the Wi-Fi here. I don't know which. I'm not sure why this phone is not charging. Ooh, mercy. Why the phone's not charging on here. The hotspot. I need to get out. I'm just loaded down here with just stuff. There we go. Hopefully it stays with you guys now. I just plugged it in and it'll stick. We're about 20%. I don't know what I'm going to do after 20% because this is the only charger I brought with me today. So this phone might go off. I might just be with one phone. Yeah, and the only thing with the phone is when I walk back and it goes, it's because I have this hotspot that's running this phone, and it was in my pocket. So every time I get out, like I move from this house with this box, it brings the phone down. So I apologize about that. Let's see what else we got. Olivia's going to be coming back, and then a second. Some people have been coming and just show their respects for the lost. They're coming here and just having a moment of silence for the memorial. And again, the hotspot's going to sit with you guys, so it's not going to fall down again. I'm down to about 18% on this phone. Let me go see if I can find something in my bag that might work. So just sit tight with me. All right, let's see if these things work out a little better. I think it's inside the phone that's got the moisture, because this is the second charger and it's not letting me charge. So the phone port has some moisture in it, so I'm not going to mess with it anymore. We're just probably going to have to go down for a little bit, and that'll be it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Not quite sure what we're going to be doing today, but please, please, please. PHP is good at capturing ghosts in the videos. Hopefully we haven't seen any ghosts in these videos. I don't know. I didn't see any ghosts in the last videos. You guys called me about the ghost story. I had no earthly idea. I actually thought it was, Photoshop, to be honest with you. And then I remember sitting there and making Dolly go through the entire live to make sure that it was legit. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to believe it unless I see it in my life. And then we did. And I'm like, oh, shit. I dropped my phone. I was like, whoo. Go eat at the Mad Greek. Yeah, we're going there tonight for dinner if they're open. I don't know. It's Sunday. I don't know, I don't know. There's not a lot of places open. Like, you guys got to, there's nobody here. It is a ghost town. Like, this is even over in Wazoo. It's a college town. Both Mascow and Pullman are college towns. And so they're on, holiday break. Nobody's here unless they're working here. They live here full time. They're not from like most of the kids have gone home. It's been hard. Like we went all over. Nobody's anywhere. They're gone. So take photos in the Mad Greek, please. No, I'm not taking photos in the Mad Greek. I mean, there are some things I'm willing to do and some things I'm not. And that was her extended family. I'm not going in there with my video camera. I don't mind being on the outside of that restaurant, but if you want to, you guys can go to their Facebook page if you guys need to see the inside. The last time we went there, our server looked like she had just been crying. It sounds like this was an extended family. They lost 2 of their servers in a very mom pop restaurant. So yeah, I'd love to go in there and take photos and stuff. I just yeah. Mad Greek is closed today for New Year's. There you go, guys. Can't go to the restaurant for we could probably go there tomorrow for lunch. So we'll see. There's some people coming out. I'm waiting for Olivia to finish up with her photography out back. She went and got the big lens. They got the windows open. Again, Maddie's room windows are still closed, and Deanna's room. So out of all the windows that are open right now, we have the bottom floor down here that has the blinds, but the blinds aren't closed on this bottom floor. We have I guess there are curtains on that one. So we have blinds on this side, curtains on, and that's all on the first level. Going up to the second level, Ethan and Xana's room, windows and the blinds are closed. This window over here and all 3 upstairs units on the 3rd floor, the windows are open. Over in Kaylee, on the back side of the house, on Kaylee's side of the house, which is over above the balcony, the glass door is, the blinds are open. So out of all the windows here, Xana's room blinds are closed, and Maddie's room on this side in the back is closed. At night, we saw amber lights. Olivia thought it was, the lighting in that room, and I have a much different opinion of that. I truly believe that it was that gruesome, that the amber light is coming from the blood that's covering the light bulbs. I truly believe that, based on just the information we've heard about how brutal the scene is inside this home. And it has to be. Think about it. 4 people lost their lives by stabbing. I mean, I can't imagine the type of scene we're looking at. But I have to think it was a relief to hear Chief Fry talk about how not only is his police officers do they have the ability to speak with a counselor, but also their families? That's huge. A lot of people, I love what he says about how the families serve with their law enforcement spouse. And that is absolutely true. Many of you guys know, I know many law enforcement agents. I know people from the CIA. I know some people from the FBI. I know people from, law enforcement, not even in the state of Florida. And I know active law enforcement members in my own community. And I can tell you that that statement is true. We've talked about that over and over again. One of my friends, April from Manatee County, she almost lost her life. A woman that was under the influence of alcohol and trying to steal a car ended up taking that car and running her over. She is still recovering from that years later. God bless her. She's still on duty. She still wears the badge. She still goes to work every day. And a lot of people don't realize the abuse that a law enforcement agents, go under. It's not your normal dispute. It's these violent offenders that don't mind taking lives because they don't want to go back to jail. And one of my friends, a very good friend, somebody I've worked with extensively on a lot of initiatives, almost lost her life because of another woman running her over with a car. And when I saw that video of what truly happened to my friend, I cried. Watching her go up over that car, that was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. And so, the family served too. And so it was a really nice hearing a chief acknowledge that. An officer can't be healthy on duty without having a healthy home. And you can see that here in Mascow, they believe that too. So we really want to give a big kudos to law enforcement in this case. I know it was very hard for the families to get to this point, but we're here, and he's going to be back here soon. It's just sad because, like Chief Bryce said, nothing they do will ever bring these beautiful souls back, and they should have never been taken to begin with. All right, we're down to 11%, y'all. So I love each and every one of you. Go make it a great day. We are out here. We're freezing. If you would like to help sponsor this trip or another trip, what's coming up here in the near future, I'm not sure. It's probably something. There's a lot of media out here, loading and unloading. There's a lot of people coming out here to show and pay respects to the memorial out in front of this home. So it could be a number of them. We saw that crazy lunatic that came through here the first trip that was yelling at me. He scared the crap out of me. He followed us around town and finally cornered us here the other night on the other side of this, down this path. We were sitting like right over there. And so we ended up having to call law enforcement. And, of course, they talk about the freedom of speech and things of that nature. And like I said, you're right. We do have a freedom of speech, but I'm in fear for my life at this point. So, there's no freedom of speech that allows you to do that to somebody. And so I don't know what they've done, but I do know that I have not seen him driving around this town in a couple days. So I don't know if they just gave him his final warning or they actually took him to jail. I'm unsure, and I really don't care. I just want him to stay away from me. We did find out that he does have some mental illness, and they are well aware of it here in this county. But again, at what point does a normal person have to deal with somebody with mental illness before we do something about it? Does he need to hurt somebody before something's done about it here? If this gentleman that committed these crimes, if something would have happened to him when he was showing those signs of this delusional, this fixation of not understanding emotion, if his parents would have identified that and started sending him to counseling, they may have found out a lot of stuff about him early on and could have properly medicated him, and maybe this wouldn't have happened. This guy is a criminology major. Okay, he's got a master's and he was working toward his PhD in criminology. What is he going to throw into the mix that's going to try to exonerate him from this crime? And what evidence do they have against him? We're hearing DNA evidence. There's seemingly little to no connection Brian to this property. So for his DNA to be inside this home, I want to know why. Now, did he attend a party here in the past? Because if he didn't, again, why is his DNA in and around this area? He is a Wazoo student, not a U of I student. So why was he here? Why did he commit this act upon these students and not one of his students over at Wazoo? Those are questions I have. What made this house or the people in this house so special for this man to commit these horrific acts? But anyways, guys, we'll save those conversations for later tonight. Please stay tuned. If you have not watched our videos, please go. I've dropped, and I've already got many of them scheduled to hit every hour. I think all of them should have been released by, well, it's probably 12 my time now. So we've got one being released, I believe, another one being released at 1, and another one being released at 2. So please be on the lookout for those videos. Those are the stuff that we've been doing here. If you want to learn about the area, if you want to learn about what we've learned, go out there. They're not very long. A few of them, I think the longest one is like 20 minutes, and that was the entire interview with John Doe 1. So be sure to go out there and take a look-see. Support the channel. That's the best way you can support the channel, is by watching the videos, watching the commercials. And if you're feeling, giving, you're more than welcome to give in a number of ways. You can thumb this up. It's free to say thank you with a like, right? That helps put us in the algorithm. You can become a subscriber to this channel. You can become a paid member to this channel. We have Teespring, so you can get Bullhorn Betty swag. You buy that, but the portion of that comes to us, a small portion, but every little penny counts, right? And then you can also support us by making a donation through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, or your super chats and super stickers. But we bless everything that you guys have done for us. We're thankful for everything you guys have done for us. And this is what's made it possible for us. We're here because of each and every one of you wanting more information about this case. And I hope we're doing a good job for you guys covering this case. If you think we're missing something or you'd like us to go somewhere, please hit me up by email at bullhornbetty@gmail.com and let me know where you'd like us to go and the reason. The reason is very important, because if I'm going somewhere, I got to know why. And I've got to make sure that that aligns with what I would like to do. So also, I just wanted to thank all of those that we had a mishap on our Bullhorn Betty business wish list. I removed all quantities. So as we receive those items, I will remove them myself. The trolls on here, they go and add those to their cart to remove them, but I removed all quantities. So if those things do come in, I will manually go in there and remove those items from that list, so those items can stay up for you guys. Not sure why they do that, but apparently they like to control you too, not just me. So if you're tired of that, maybe it's time to stop supporting them and supporting that garbage. We try to stick to the truth and the facts on this channel, but not too many YouTubers and TikToks do that. They like conspiracy theories, speculation, things that drive people to their channel for clickbait. And we try to stay away from that. Do we have some clickbait titles? Of course, but they're factual. And that's the difference. So, guys, thank you for everything. God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you soon. Take care.